here is the undefeated IBF and IBO Flyweight Champion of the world, known as the Raging Bull, introducing Vic Darchinyan. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the current NABF champion, ranked the #8 IBF world contender. He is known as the Filipino Flash, introducing Nonito Donaire.
Okay, gentlemen, you receive your instructions in the dressing room. I expect a good, clean fight. Protect yourself at all times, and above all, respect my commands at all times. Let's touch them up. Let's get popping.
Test questions in advance. We'll soon find out, Al.
I like that explanation of a fighter with a bigger reach, and those are the things that you always wonder, can a Darchinyan...
17-1 with 10 knockouts. The champion Darchinyan of the black trunks. Donaire. That Darchinyan does not hit hard, and you can see the punches coming. It's being tested right out of the gate here. Punches coming. Darchinyan's response, he was swinging a miss with the left by Darchinyan. The free swinging Darchinyan, taken by Donaire, that miss.
Two things have happened. The first half of round one, he's been hit more than we've seen in all the fights, and he's getting whacked by Donaire.
He just got hit. That was a shove. He just got hit by a left hand by Nonito Donaire. Comes out blazing here midway through the first round.
Now the danger in all this is Donaire won.
Donaire really up on his toes.
To throw the right hook and the right uppercut a little more against Donaire.
The reason for that,
well, you know, the interesting thing about this is it's Darchinyan, who's a fighter that comes forward dealing. Donaire's attacking in harm's way of those Darchinyan big bunches.
Donaire has to be extremely left there as Darchinyan, but Donaire standing his ground, looking tough.
Landing for Donaire, but the left is landing by Darchinyan. But I think
left, which is the correct thing to do, and another wild swing and a miss there by
Vic Darchinyan's gone through an undefeated career.
Fast starter in general. It'll be interesting to see if he gets right to it here against the awkward, herky-jerky moves of Vic Darchinyan. He knows that Donaire is going to be circling to his left to try to get something, unfortunately, I never had.
You know, no, I
playing with Glenn that night. He didn't punch as hard as he usually does. Ooh, big left uppercut attempt there by Donaire.
Trade a 115-pounder, and so we're getting a...
Boy, Donaire kind of buckled.
There's a nice counter left hook by Donaire. The trick for Donaire was to counter well as Darchinyan came in, and for the most part, he has done it.
Excellent opening round for the challenger, Nonito Donaire, in the red. Now Donaire goes
to be a boxer puncher, even though a powerful one.
Now Darchinyan
in fight since.
Oh, Darchinyan got nailed and then he came back. Here's a right hand, a miss by what is developing into an interesting affair.
So we're getting a clue of how things would go for him in the 115-pound division.
Darchinyan missing with the left hand. So he'll try to surprise him with the right. There it is, right there. Left there by Darchinyan.
That was a seminal moment in this fight. A big left hand.
Donaire back. Donaire has skills, no question. Straight right hand to the chest.
It's an interesting fight, but boy, he could make it too interesting for himself, because there are times when he is
there on cue.
You know what I'm surprised at, and it's a good weapon.
Left hand by the early going to the IBF Flyweight crown. Fast, and he can handle pressure. He's got a lot of amateur experience.
You know, Vic Darchinyan's probably lost a few against the southpaw. Donaire not known for that punch, and he's had hand
two-way action here in the early going.
Darchinyan think about his power already.
And a wild swing in fights in which he has been highly combustible later on. He spars with guys much bigger than him. Darchinyan 28-0 with 22 knockouts. Goes to the midsection, but that was blocked by Darchinyan.
It's really turning into an interesting fight here. He had problems with his left, broke it in his second fight as a pro, and he's had a better second round. I don't know if he's winning it, but it's been better.
Well, he's usually a slow starter.
Primarily as a left-handed puncher. So let's see if he tries to throw the right.
Left can really wear you down. Well, as we mentioned earlier, back in October here on Showtime,
First round, okay, a little bit nervous because he's shocking, he come out hard.
Not in the corner because he just gets too nervous and hyper.
And that's their day.
Well, as we enter round 3.
And you know, round 2, I have to say I might have
bail him out. And when he straightens out those lefts, the power is compounded. Darchinyan battles.
And changes fighters when they come in the ring, and he's right. Once they've felt his power for the most part.
Struggling a little bit with the challenger in the red, Nonito Donaire. Nice shot to the...
You know, he hasn't hurt Donaire with that punch.
Donaire.
Now, part, Steve, they change. They can't use their skills. That hasn't happened yet to Nonito Donaire, but there's a good left hand.
Oh, there's a good left hand that staggered Darchinyan. Remember, he's never been hurt or dropped in his career. Trying to push Donaire.
By Donaire. You know, the problem with Darchinyan is when he rushes
So
in.
the eyes are becoming a factor for Darchinyan. And it's early. Sherman Kane from the Manchester Journal-Inquirer here in Connecticut.
More nervous at this point.
Tense moments for Ruben Darchinyan.
Darchinyan's column because of his good second half of the round.
Donaire being extremely calm and patient here.
Owned a gas station in Armenia, and he and Vic have a great relationship. Not something he remembers much, and Donaire has been able to take advantage of it.
Just tasted a straight left hand from Darchinyan.
He did come back very well, and not body work by Donaire. Big weapon for Donaire, surprising.
What a huge finish to round 3.
Well, Darchinyan was able to land a good straight left hand against Donaire. Now, there's a left hook by Donaire, and that was a portent of things to come because there's a good counter left hook by Donaire that hurt Darchinyan.
In any kind of trouble. It might be the first time
he fainted Darchinyan, and you saw Darchinyan react.
Big straight left hand right on the button. He's taking over from former world champion Jeff Fennick.
You know what's interesting about this team? Darchinyan's able to
responds in this situation. Round 4 scheduled for 12. IBO not quite as aggressive as he was towards the end of the third round.
He does get countered by Donaire, and that's an issue for him.
Oftentimes, it's difficult to stay outside. Box move, counter.
Opponent who has a big height and reach advantage stays on the outside.
Nice counter.
Darchinyan's finding the range with the straight left.
For the moment, it appears as if Donaire is letting him off the line. Darchinyan's undefeated record at stake as well. Donaire sensing the moment. A face-first brawler. And Nonito more of a tactical.
Donaire against Oscar Andrade won the last 3 rounds dramatically to win that decision. He feels he's
against Darchinyan. You have to sort of get in his chest. Push him back.
He's able to get that left in, especially when he uses the jab. I think
nice counter left there by Donaire. Another counter there by Darchinyan. And a
rounds. In his last 12-round fight, Donaire.
You can see the difference in height and reach favoring. Now, Donaire has more well-rounded skills than Darchinyan. Darchinyan usually just side and you feel his sting. It's very discouraging.
Now, to Donaire's credit, Stephen, were he using it more, it would set up that straight left hand.
Works better in basketball.
Yeah, it's true.
Final seconds.
You know, Darchinyan's dad is
pacing. It's another hard left hand to the chin by Donaire of Darchinyan. Straight left hand by Darchinyan.
It's happened, but when he does, Donaire is counterpunching him so.
And Darchinyan ends it with a straight left to the chest.
And your right leg is not on the outside, inside. He's always catching us with right hand, Vic.
You gave him a couple of good punches.
Because Darchinyan is, like I said, you know, God forbid, he's a lucky puncher.
They are 2 different kinds of fighters. Glenn Donaire lapses, but his unconventional style and his habit as a majority draw technician.
And Nonito Donaire has some physical attributes too that his brother doesn't have. He's taller. He's got
just looking for that one punch to end it. He's kind of undisciplined, but his
dad is here to see his fight. Only the second time he's seen his son fight as a pro. His jab and stayed there. And Vic has managed to get the straight left hand in.
Boxing Digest. Coming up to the midway point of round 5 scheduled for 12. IBF Flyweight belt on the line. The champion.
So it's a tricky situation for Vic Darchinyan right now.
Red and swollen on Darchinyan right now. Missing wildly with a straight left. Pushes Donaire back.
Again, the counter left to Donaire working well. Oh, my.
Look out, Darchinyan down for the first time. Struggling to get to his feet. In terrible shape. It's all over. It's all over. Nonito Donaire has pulled off the monstrous upset in emphatic fashion.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have the time of 38 seconds in round number 5. Our referee in charge, Eddie Claudio, stops the contest. The winner by way of technical knockout and the new IBF and IBO Flyweight Champion of the world, the Filipino Flash, Nonito Donaire.
Big upset, Nonito.